going on, Jerome's in undisclosed location, so we're doing up some content in advance, and we're looking at the Minnesota Vikings running back room today. A little 2-a-day action. Might be 3-a-day. I don't know. But the Vikings running back room, so the Vikings have dedicated themselves to rebuilding the running game, which hasn't been great in the first 3 years under Kevin O'Connell. And kind of makes sense. Well, Kevin O'Connell, quarterback, want to throw, but you got to be able to run the ball late in the season, and also you still have to run to establish the pass, or establish the run to set up the pass, something like that, right? But the Vikings made an investment in the interior offensive line. Notably, that should improve things in the running game, hopefully, with Donovan Jackson. It's for real, with Ryan Kelly and Will Fries instead of Blake Brandel, Garrett Bradbury, and Ed Ingram, hopefully, right? But also, they re-signed Aaron Jones to a 2-year deal heading into his age 31 season, be 31 in December, but came over to the right side of the river, had a career high in rushing yards, 1,138, and overall was the bell cow running back for the Vikings, which he's never been that during his career, so I love that they traded a 6th-round pick for Jordan Mason. Again, they traded a 6th-rounder. They traded Ed Ingram to Houston for a 6th-rounder. They traded a 6th-rounder to San Francisco for Jordan Mason, who has flashed during his time as Christian McCaffrey's backup. A UDFA out of Georgia Tech from back in the day. Age 26, career 1,253 rushing yards, 5.3 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. He's a hammer. Fantastic in outside zone, foot in the ground and go. And he hasn't really been asked to participate much in the passing game, either as a receiver or a pass blocker, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's incapable. Right? And Kevin O'Connell has touched on that as well. So I think that Jones and Mason are going to be hammer and anvil, like hammer and sickle. Well, maybe not. But I think that the running game is going to be really good this year, because I think that it will be a 60-40 split between Jones and Mason. And Mason's going to do a lot of the dirty work, a lot of short yardage, a lot of red zone, a lot of early down between the tackles type work. And Jones is going to be sprinkled in there, like big time spot, high leverage, passing situation, 3rd down. I think that Jones will be in there. And I think that taking down his touches and mitigating the wear and tear on him at an advanced age will be very good for him. I think that he'll be fresher later in the game, later in the season, and that's what's important. So I think Jones and Mason are just going to be a fantastic 1-2 punch, right? But also it's noteworthy that both of them have had health issues throughout their careers, so backup running back is going to be important. Now, the Vikings did not bring back Cam Akers, which I know we'll just trade for him for the 3rd straight year, but they held on to Ty Chandler, who's heading into year 4 of his rookie deal. Now, Ty Chandler is part of the infamous 2022 draft class, and Ty was an older rookie coming in. He's 27 now, finishing out his rookie deal, and only 663 rushing yards over 3 seasons, 4.0 yards per carry, and he's got that 4.38 speed. He had that big time game in Cincinnati in 2023, but overall, it hasn't clicked. All right, and he's been decent as a special team return man, but overall, like, you've seen a pattern with Kevin O'Connell, right? You can have all the athleticism in the world, but like King Kenneth and Wangu before him, like Ty Chandler now, if you can't pass block, if you can't be multidimensional, it's going to be tough to get on the field, right? So Ty Chandler, I'm not even sold that he's going to be making the rooster. Or even the practice squad at this point. But the Vikings do have to find a 3rd running back. Now, Xavier Scott is a name that's super interesting to me, right? So he was a 2023 UDFA out of UConn, and we talk about Maine. Go Bears. And he initially in camp with the Colts, the Vikings picked him up. He was stashed on the practice squad all year. 25 years young, pretty large running back. He's 6'1", he's 219, and he does a little bit of everything. Like, he's a solid receiver, solid pass protector, great on special teams. I think that he has a chance to be the dark horse running back 3. Because it's clear that the team likes him, and he's developing as a runner. Like, he's not a true patient, see the field, starts and stops. Like, he's not Jordan Mason. He's not Aaron Jones. But he's just like, it's almost like he's a rugby athlete out there. You know what I mean? Just seeing him out there. But he's definitely a name to watch during preseason. And this was a very good running back class, but the Vikings, not a ton of draft capital. They didn't draft a running back, but they did bring in Trey Stewart as a UDFA out of Jacksonville State. So last year for the Gamecocks, I want to say, Yeah. 1,638 rushing yards, 25 touchdowns for Jacksonville State last season. He is 22 years young, 5'8", a buck 86. Now, he's extremely raw and also one-dimensional. He's a runner. He's bad in pass protection. He's undersized. Not notable as a receiver either. Has had ball security issues as well. So this one's a little bit of a head scratcher because, as we just said with Ty Chandler and Kincaid, like if you can't pass pro, you're not going to be seeing the field with Kevin O'Connell. But I think Stewart has enough shiftiness and is interesting enough as a running back that maybe they could work on other facets of his game, right? So the Vikings, those are the 5 running backs on the 90. And then, of course, you got C.J. Ham at fullback, which I have always said, if you want to run the ball, get C.J. Ham out there. Right, as a fullback, as a short yardage ball carrier, the pride of Augustana is heading into year 10 with the Vikings. Made the Pro Bowl twice, and he's done very good. And even at 31, he can still bring it. And I think the Vikings should involve him more in the running game. A lot more 12 personnel, a lot more 21 personnel, maybe even 22 personnel. Let's get heavy. Get the heaving heavies out there, and let's get after things. Running backs coach is Curtis Modkins. He is the running back coach / run game coordinator in year 4, age 54, previously with the Denver Broncos. And with Modkins, he's got to be feeling the heat a little bit, right? Because, the run game, you could say, well, it's the running backs. Dalvin 2022, Madison 2023, and then Aaron Jones 2024. And Jones ran for 1,100 yards, right? But the Vikings, in terms of running back yards per carry, have been 26th, 24th, and 26th in the league over the last 3 years under Modkins, which is not good, right? So I think that Modkins, especially with the rededication to the run game, has to be feeling the heat a little bit. They got to get the job done, and I think they have the best opportunity with this revamped offensive line, with Jones and Mason leading the way. I think Xavier Scott could be kind of interesting down the line, but either way, the Vikings, I believe, have the talent. Plus, as I said, I'm not sold that Ty Chandler makes the 53. So the Vikings could look at 53-man cutdowns as teams tried to get players down onto the practice squad through waivers and add running back 3 through there. That's actually our prediction. Or add the Gus Bus if you just want a goal line hammer. Could do that too. Anyways, that's it. That's at Vikings running back room preview on this beautiful day. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol production value.